There's every reason to believe that effective regulations are not merely a luxury that only the rich can afford, but an important foundation for a thriving private sector and economic growth. But the broad pattern of the past 5 years has been that the main reform efforts taking place in rich countries. The advantage of the great European and American orchestra is that they were able to establish their iconic status in an age when their identity could become entrenched. There was less competition, and it was easier to create a brand. Not only did they have the best halls, they attracted the best musicians, tended to stay put. Quite obviously, a significant rise in the number of people in a given area or country will affect the demand for a whole host of goods and services. Note that a change in the structure, the population will increase the demand for some goods but reduce the demand for others. Tissues are grouped together in the body to form organs. These include the brain, heart, lungs, kidneys, and liver. Each body organ has a specific shape and is made up of different types of tissue that work together. For example, the heart consists mainly of a specialized type of muscle tissue, which contracts rhythmically to provide the heart's pumping action. The Assembly also decided that, at that special session, it would adopt a concise and action-oriented political declaration, agreed upon in advance by consensus through intergovernmental negotiations under the auspices of the conference. Extroverts tend to move quickly and try to influence situations directly, while introverts give themselves time to develop their insights before exposing themselves to the world. Extroverts are happy making decisions in the thick of events, while introverts want to reflect before taking action.
Reading widely is an important part of undergraduate study. Reading widely is an important part of undergraduate study.
Having snow means no flight can take off or land. Having snow means no flight can take off or land.
Modern computer memory is extended every year. Modern computer memory is extended every year.
Fast food has become very popular with many students. Fast food has become very popular with many students.
Journalism has undergone many changes in recent years. Journalism has undergone many changes in recent years.
The key witnesses of the event are factors of your convention. The key witnesses of the event are factors of your convention.
They did blood tests on him for signs of vitamin deficiency. They did blood tests on him for signs of vitamin deficiency.
Theater study courses encourage students to exercise creativity. Theater study courses encourage students to exercise creativity.
Online courses allow students to work at their pace. Online courses allow students to work at their pace.
Businesses must obey contemporary general regulations. Businesses must obey contemporary general regulations.
You see, camels are one of the only animals in the world that store all their fat in one spot. And that's useful for keeping cool in a hot climate because heat can escape faster from the rest of their body, which helps them maintain a lower body temperature. Compare that to other mammals like humans who store fat all over, making it a lot harder to stay cool. Today, camels still use the fat in their humps as a food reserve, but they're not the only ones. In extreme circumstances,
Please switch off.
the Turkana tribe in Kenya, for example, will eat camel fat to survive.
They suffer a lot from periods of extreme drought. And I have seen these people, they've been very, very short of food. And this is difficult to believe, but it's true. Slit open the top of a camel's hump, take out the fat for their own consumption, and then put the top of the hump back on again.
But don't worry. The camel makes a full recovery and instances are rare. But this practice has started to generate some buzz around camel fat as a new superfood. Turns out, camel fat is loaded with fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals.
Airlines can make a lot of money by flying to the right places. British Airways, for example, long ago cemented themselves as the leader on the London Heathrow to New York JFK route, and flying between these two airports now earns them over $1 billion per year. That's more than any airline makes on any other route in the world. Conversely though, airlines can lose a lot of money by flying to the wrong places. American Airlines, for example, recently canceled their Chicago to Beijing flight as it was losing them tens of millions of dollars per year. Now, the fact that this route failed might be puzzling considering it flew between the world's 50th and the world's 7th largest city. Even more, they were flying the 787H Dreamliner, the smallest plane they could on this route. Nonetheless, it was truly a financial disaster. The airline said that, in terms of annual revenue, the route was $80 million away from their target. The truth is that deciding where to fly is a lot more complicated than pairing up the largest cities. It's an art that people spend their whole lives mastering, and the difference between an airline that's good at route planning and one that's bad at it can be the difference between a profitable airline and a defunct one.
Whose job is it to treat people that are ill or have an injury at a hospital?
How do you call someone with no hair?
What is the antonym of maximum?
What is a violent conflict between two or more countries?
What is the top surface inside a room?